Hey everyone, in the last video we saw a real life application of the ReaderT type. In this video we will also be seeing the same thing, a real life application of using the reader, but here we will be using a web application. We will be using the Scotty web framework and see how to use the reader type in a Scotty framework. So it is an example here. You can see we have a main function that starts the Scotty application at 3000 port, and it accepts a GET request at the root URL, and it just returns a text hello. Obviously, in a production application, there could be hundreds of routes with post and whatnot request, and I have a type called app_config that contains a single field called db pass. There can be multiple app configs. The intent here is to take this app config type and pass it into our URLs as a reader. So first I want to modify this application, these 3 lines, and sort of explicitly mention of what are the types of these functions are. So let's start with the Scotty itself. If you look at the Scotty function, it takes a port that is probably an integer. Just a second. Yeah, it takes an integer, and it takes a function that is Scotty m unit. So let's actually verify it. I'll write a function, I will call it application, and I will push the code here. I will have the do notation, and I will pass the application here. Now it should give me the warning saying that yes, that the function signature is missing. So let me quickly add the function signature, and it says it should be Scotty m unit. Great. Now again I want to go level deep. We have this what this get function is doing. So I will move this code into another function. Let's call it get home, and move it here, and I will have get home here. Let's see what is the function signature of get home. It is an action m unit type. So let's add that action m unit. Great. So let's just focus on seeing what this action m and Scotty m are. So if I open this up, you can see an action m, a Scotty m is nothing but a type synonym for Scotty t io. So let's just, if I switch action Scotty m into Scotty t io unit, let's see what happens. It is giving me an error saying that it does not know what Scotty t is. It is because I need to import the library called web Scotty trans, and I will explicitly mention what I want. I want Scotty t. So yeah, I'll do the same for action m, which is action t io. Again, I need to add it here. Great. Just like what we have done for get home and application, now I want to convert our Scotty function into its equivalent transformer variant. So if you go into the trans function, we have Scotty t, which is the equivalent of Scotty. Because this we need the transformer variant of this function to use reader with it, because the normal functions they have IO as their monadic structure, but we want we don't want to use the IO monadic structure, we want to use the ReaderT structure there. So we need to convert this function into their equivalent transformer variant. So I will use Scotty T here, and I will import it, Scotty T. Now if you look at the function signature here, it takes the port and it takes the action, it takes the function here, and it also takes an extra function that will take the response and of a monadic structure, and it will convert that monadic structure into an IO. Okay. Now in this situation, our function is already in the IO, so we don't need to really convert into anything. So we can just directly use ID here. Okay. So now I want to use reader here. So let's see how we can do it. First of all, I will have to change ID into some function run IO, which takes where this run IO will take a reader type, ReaderT, and we will be passing in app config. So app config IO M, and it will convert it not N, A, and it will convert it into normal IO. So I will have M, and for now it will be, let's have it as undefined. Now it is saying that spelling is wrong. It is saying that ReaderT does not exist, so let's import ReaderT from control monad reader. It is part of MTL package. Now as you can see, it is expecting application to be of type ReaderT app config IO. So let's do that. Instead of IO, it should be ReaderT app config IO. I think it should be inside bracket. Great. Now same with our get home function. Instead of IO, it should be ReaderT app config IO. Okay. Now it is thinking that okay, so it is giving us the error saying that text is returning an action name unit. That is because this text is part of web Scotty, and it has a transformer equivalent as well. So let's add its transformer equivalent version. So it is now giving the ambiguous occurrence. So let me just use qualified and say as ST and ST. Oh, I should not put it as qualified. Yes, okay. So again, same with get. I should mention it as ST, and I should add get. Great. So far our application is actually correct, and now I just need to convert write the implementation for run IO. So our run IO will be taking a ReaderT type, and it will convert the app. It will take app config type as input, and it will return the IO action. So we can use run reader. It's T variant. We will be using app M, and we will pass in app config variable, which is this variable, not in scope. Okay, I guess I should write it here. Config, which will return config. Great. Now it is saying that web.d is redundant, so I'll remove it. And so now we are passing our app config variable as the reader into our application. So now let's try using it in this function. I need to use ask to get the value. So let's call it env, and let's try attaching this env here. The db pass of this env. Great, it worked. So I can do the same, and I can create a new route. Let's call it about, and I will have it as get about. Let's just use it as this. And again I will say hello from about. Yes, and it is working. So this is an example. That's how you can use the reader inside a web application such as Scotty. So that's it for today. Thank you.